This is Javier Unzueta with Javi's Woodshop, bringing you the tip of the week. This week's tip is on motivation and passion, two very exaggerated and misunderstood concepts when it comes to business. As a young entrepreneur wanting to build a successful business, I was often encouraged or advised to follow my passion. Follow your passion in order to succeed. As a result, I got into rebuilding computers, creating screened-in patios, printing t-shirts, custom programming, and a series of other careers that amounted to very little gain other than acquiring a new skill. The bottom line is, these were not passions, these were interests. I had a proclivity for wanting to build a business out of something I was interested in rather than something I was passionate about. As I've mentioned in prior videos, the product or service that you sell or create must be in demand in order for your business to succeed. But that's only one part of the equation. Commitment, stick-to-itiveness, perseverance, in other words, drive, is probably the biggest component to your business's success. Almost anyone can succeed if all they have to do is travel a few feet. But are you ready to commit to the entire marathon? My Uncle Wilbur had many interests. He loved to paint. He could roll a room faster than anyone. Didn't like so much the detail work, but he loved to paint with the roller. So what did he do? He started a painting company. He learned everything there was to know about painting. He learned all the different coatings, how long each one lasts, all the different brands, even the compositions of the paints themselves. He had a fervor for painting. But once he learned it all, a year and a half into his business, he just gave up. He lost interest. But he liked trains. He loved that hobby, so he decided to build a hobby shop. Oh, he got the investors together. He put together all the trains and learned all about it. A year later, he sold the shop. He just didn't have the interest in trains anymore. But with the money from the trains, he ended up buying 50 acres of very acidic, sandy land. Why? He really got interested in building a macadamia nut farm. He loved macadamia nuts. And he wasn't even macadamian. Those trees took a long time to grow and produce. By the time the first harvest was out, he just lost interest in the whole business. In the end, he had to move back to the city and get a job he hated, making next to nothing. Poor Uncle Wilbur. Don't confuse interests in something with passion. In my youth, I was passionate about a few things, but I had an interest in many. I had an interest in electronics, so I built a home automation company. 3 years later, I sold it for a lot less money than I put into it. It happened to me numerous times in my youth. I would get into something, build a business out of it, sometimes it wouldn't even get that far. When the newness wore off, I either sold it, closed it, or just lost interest in it to the point where it went by the wayside. Does any of this sound familiar? And every time I said to myself, well, the passion is gone. The passion was not gone, the passion was never there. And yes, sometimes passions change. Sometimes passions remain. Some people have absolutely no passion, so don't go looking for something that isn't there. And some people are passionate about numerous things. After many years of thinking about the subject and doing various passion tests and deep thought, if you will, I found I am passionate about 4 things: my family, woodworking, music, and nature. So how, you may ask, do I turn a passion into a living? It's not as easy as all those books make it out to be, but it is a simple concept. I'm passionate about my family. I can't build a business out of that. I'm passionate about music. Well, I'm talented musically. I'm a musician that plays several instruments, and I do sing fairly well. But there are many others with the same or greater talent than me, and it would be a very long and hard road should I wish to pursue it. Not to mention, it would probably take most of the passion away. Woodworking. I'm a very talented woodworker. I've built cabinets in the past, done a lot of carpentry, a lot of construction projects, and I even spent 10 years in the sign industry. But I chose not to pursue woodworking for anything more than supplemental income, if that. Woodworking is something I enjoy doing for the love of woodworking. That's my personal preference. And then there's nature. So if you can't directly make money from your passions, how do you use passion in your business to succeed? The solution is quite simple. Amongst the businesses I own is a painting company. I got into it because I liked painting. Painting was profitable, it was in demand, and nobody liked to do it. About a year and a half into painting, I didn't like to do it. Just because you don't have natural dedication and commitment towards something doesn't mean you won't be a success at it. But know this, you have to have the commitment and perseverance and drive regardless of whether it comes naturally or not. So it will be more difficult. As time goes by, I've been more and more successful in my businesses. It's not because they're holding my interest longer. If anything, I lose interest a lot faster because the newness wears off quite quickly these days. My passion creates the drive, commitment, and the extra boost I need to see them through. The only thing I'm doing is converting the incredible amount of passion or whatever goal I want, whether it is to sit back and enjoy nature for months at a time, or to work on my wood project, or to spend time with my family. I take those passions and I convert them into drive for my business. How much work do I need to more than compensate for the life that I'm living? In short, the business tip of the week is this. Whatever you decide to get into, if it's not what you want to do, don't worry about it as long as in the end it gets you what you want. Keep your passion at the forefront of your mind and it will help drive you and motivate you in your business. Next week we'll talk about certain financial formulas to help you find your sales margin, your conversion rate, and other important numbers to help you increase your profits. This has been Javier Unzueta with Javi's Woodshop. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week.